Hello.
Hello, everybody. Now, this session is leading on from last week's, really, where we were talking about how do you get started, how do you get that first draft done, and we said essentially you have to sit in the chair and do it, bum glue. Bum glue. So it's
You
moving
just
on
got
from
to see how many times you can say bum glue.
bum glue.
Carry on.
Sorry. Yes, that sort of mood today, folks, I'm afraid. And so today kind of moves on from that. And there are things that do always stop us, or perhaps things we allow to stop us from just doing it. So you may have seen last week's recording, last week's live as it was. And you might be thinking, well, that's all very well telling me to just do it, but life, laundry, dishes, all of those things do happen, and that certainly do happen to us too.
I think
So
I've
how do we get over
spoken.
that?
Yeah, I think I've spoken before about a meme that my husband shared with me years ago, and he had no idea the impact that it would actually have, because it was one with 4 panels, and in the first panel it was one creature saying to another, "What's stopping you from achieving your dreams today?" And the other creature went, "Laundry." The first creature then said, "No, I'm pretty sure the answer is you." "No, I'm pretty sure the answer is laundry." And he showed me that and said, "Oh, look, this is funny." I said, "Oh, yes." We laughed and laughed. He said, "Are you crying because it's so funny?" "Yes, I am." But it really hit me at that point that, yes, without any blame attached anywhere, the way our lifestyle had gone is that I'd had a career, and when we had our children, we realised that if I carried on working, I'd come back with about 2p at the end of a month once childcare had been paid for. And we made that decision that I would stay at home, and it wasn't always easy. It worked for us. He then was working away a lot, building a career and things like that, which meant that I was doing everything. And then when he wasn't working away, we were so used to that routine that it continued. And when he showed me that, it actually sparked a conversation. It was shortly after that I joined your Storytellers Elite group, which then, moved me a lot forward. Forward a lot. I speak good England today. So it made a change with us, and it also led to us looking at ways that we could free up my time so that I wasn't doing everything. And now it's still a work in progress, because I automatically start to do things, not because it's expected of me, but because that's what I've done. And it does get frustrating if it's a case of, well, tell me what you need me to do. No, just look. So I think it's kind of thinking about those things, thinking about how much you're keeping control of that you could be giving away, offloading to somebody else. Not offloading, what's the word I'm looking for? Delegating.
Oh, delegating. That's a better deep word, isn't it?
Yes, and how much of perfectionism we need to let go of, because it might not be done the way you want it done, but it would still be done. And my children are older now, and I've gone a step further, and we actually have a visible whiteboard with daily, weekly, monthly jobs that need doing. And I've actually put a note on that to say, by the way, if you see cups out of place, if you see things that in a place that they shouldn't be at, just move them. It's, if you're going upstairs and see something on the bottom of the stairs, you take it up with you. So it's kind of, without saying, I need you to do this, I need you to do this, I need you to do this. I've got a permanent reminder there for them, and everybody knows these are the things that need to happen. So
that's sensible, because those jobs don't just go away. People don't stop wearing clothes, do they?
So you just reminded me. My lovely mum used to always say to me, and she meant it so well. She'd always say, "Just relax, Hazel. The dishes will still be there tomorrow. The laundry will still be there tomorrow." I'd be thinking, "Yes, that's the problem."
Not as comforting as she intended.
No, not as comforting as she intended, but we did laugh over that.
Yeah. So it's a case of, does it have to be you that does everything? Does it have to be you that organizes everyone else to do things, or actually are they capable of doing at least some things themselves? Does it need to be done now?
Does it need to be done at all?
Does it need to be done at all? So there are ways that we can stop, perhaps using laundry et al. As, I don't quite want to say the word excuse for not writing, but
Yeah, because it feels more like a reason. But yeah, it's something to have a think around. Also, I touched on it before, but perfectionism is actually, I hate using terms like a toxic trait, because theoretically it sounds good, doesn't it? Oh yes, I'm a perfectionist. Like,
all right.
Open all those, open all those. That's a cloth. In perfectionism, at face value, you think, well, everybody wants everything to be perfect. But I think too often we get hung up on things being perfect, on having everything in a row, having all your ducks in a row. Well, you're never going to have all your ducks in a row, because there's always one of them that'll be going, I'm just going to fly over here. Just going, get back in formation. So it's kind of, you can have everything, but not everything all at once.
Yes, that's one reason why we've done a pre-record for this video instead of a live, isn't it?
It is.
Because what are you going to be doing tomorrow? Tomorrow, when this is actually going?
You had to remind me, when this is live, because of inset day and birthdays of children and things like that, I will be in Laser Quest or a bowling alley or something like that, surrounded by, well, I'll have my youngest and two of his friends, but there'll also be lots of other people and lots. Do you know, I don't mind my son and his friends, actually, because they're hilarious, and I love just sitting and listening to the stuff they come out with. It's quite inspirational, actually. You end up getting great ideas for stories.
I think we're going to talk about that in. Are we going to do that?
Shall we do that next week? Shall we do that next week? We'll talk about where you get your inspiration from, and whether it's a group of preteens that
have no filter.
Have no filter.
And so that'll be next week's. But for this week, the message is to not necessarily do all of the laundry, not necessarily clean the kitchen top to bottom rather than writing. If it's not going to give anybody Campylobacter, does it actually need doing right this minute? Perhaps. That's my feeling about cleaning anyway, certainly.
Okay. Well, I think that about brings us to the end of today. And yes, to anybody else dealing with children on inset days and things like that, that's my Hunger Games solidarity symbol.
Absolutely. I'm glad mine are that bit older again, and they'll leave me alone. Right. Okay, we will see you very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.